Hey traders, John Howell here. I'm so excited for these markets. I absolutely love these markets and trading and all that sort of stuff. And the reason why, guys, just quickly, everything that happens in the economy, in the markets, the way the stock market reacts, respond, we can either do two things. One, we can just get so emotionally into what's going on right now, or secondly, we can stand back from a 40-foot view and say, okay, what's going on here? How can I respond in a much calmer way to make really good decisions to benefit from what's going on right now? In a logical format, right? And the best way to do that is go back and look at past history of what has happened in the past and meaning like different viruses times and all that sort of stuff, right? So there's so much that you can learn, because guess what? What's happening right now? Flash crashes, right? Viruses come out. Guess what? In the next 10 years, there's going to be what? Another virus that comes out. And the same thing's going to happen. The market's going to pull back harder than we think. That's what I've learned from this one here. This is what's going to happen. We're probably going to get travel bans and all that sort of stuff. Just like SARS, right? SARS did the exact same thing. There was travel bans. There was a lot of stuff that was actually going on around that time. Travel bans, epidemic, all that sort of stuff, right? What actually happened back then, and so on and so forth. So please look at this from a lesson point of view. It's like, okay, what can I learn about this to help me get ahead a lot more, even in these times, right? Because if you can stand back and be calm and not get into the hype of what is going on right now, of the market crashing and the coronavirus and all that sort of stuff, we can sit back and make really, really, really good decisions that can really pay off over the next year or 2 years massively in the markets, if we get ourselves educated and if we know what to do. Makes sense? So, and that's where, like with me and my private clients, I'm always on there, especially on the Facebook group. My private clients get a Facebook group and I'm on there every day teaching them and helping them on how to understand what's really going on in these markets and what's likely to happen moving forward. But in today's video, let's go and let me share with you what's going on in the stock market right now. And with the actual stock market, I want to talk to you about a momentum sort of indicator, whatever you're going to call it, right? That I'm looking at right now, and it's telling us that momentum is still on the downside. But if this momentum changes, we're probably likely forming some sort of a short-term bottom, or even a bottom before we rally up and close those gaps we've all been looking at in the Dow Jones and so on and so forth, right? Silver and gold, what's going on there right now? I'm going to be sharing with you what's going on with gold stocks as well too. Something really interesting that's happened with gold stocks there, and also oil. Oil right now, guys, is looking amazing, right? And the one stock I'm looking at right now, I so want to get into this, but it's not right at my X marks the spot, and I'm going to talk about this. So anyway, guys, let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders, so let's get straight into it right now. All right, I'm having the time of my life right now, guys. Yes, there's a lot of bad thing that's happening in the economy right now, but when you can sit back, be present with the market, be present with your thoughts, and really look at this from a good trading opportunity, and I have a powerful trading system, everything is absolutely doing amazing. So anyway, guys, I've been getting emails after emails after emails of people asking me how to for me to help them out. So what I'm gonna do right now, guys, for the very first person to email me at howtrader@gmail.com gets 70% off my entire coaching program. Starts straight away and ends at the end of this year. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into it right now. The thing I want to share with you guys is that the Dow Jones, okay? The Dow Jones itself, okay? Please remember what I said at the start of this video. Please sit back and think logically, okay, what have been the steps that has happened? Let's go back, study SARS. Let's go back, study all these ones in history. And study what the human psychology is doing, right? So, and I say that because you can make so much money once you understand the psychology of what's going on in the markets. So, by looking at the Dow Jones now, right? We're looking at the Dow Jones right now. We can see that we've had a very strong move down. If I go to the weekly chart, we can see how we've actually broken below this low level through here, which is really, really interesting, guys. There could be a little bit of a false breakout forming soon. I don't know. It may. But on the weekly chart, look at this low through here on the Dow Jones. Plus, we also have this long-term, look at that long-term. This is a long-term. Let me go back. This is the month. Let me go back to the monthly chart now. This is the long-term monthly chart, right? So this is a long-term monthly trend line here. Breaking below here. So if this is some form of a false breakout on the monthly chart, let's go back to the weekly chart now. We can see it really on the weekly chart. If this is some form of false breakout, meaning it broke this major low and it's breaking this sort of this long-term support level, right? So we've got two levels it's breaking past. If we do get, and what I would like to see firstly is for maybe next week or the next 2 weeks, just do nothing, right? Just do something like this. Why? Because it's creating a bit of a base behind here. And then if we can get a nice little solid weekly close back above this 22,000 level, we have two false breakouts to the downside. And if this scenario happens, then we're probably likely to spend 2, 3, 4 months doing this, come up and close the gap and probably do something like that. Right? Now, at least it's probably likely to retrace at least a 60% to a 50% retracement if that happens. And if we're going to turn into a long-term bear market, guess what? Then we'd probably like it to if it's going to turn the bear market, it'll fail there and then retrace down. I am very much in the camp of this gap up here will be filled. This gap up here will be filled on the Dow Jones. The reason why, guys, is because no gap ever, if you go back in history, no gap like that, look how big that is. No gap like that gets unfilled. Okay? So it may take to the end of this year for that gap to get filled, but no gap like that gets unfilled. Again, it may take 2 years for the stock market to really hold and then rally back up and get and finally close that gap. Because we may get a rally and then not do much. So I think this whole reset that's what's happening right now could be an amazing opportunity. And that's why I said at the start, guys, please don't get so emotionally wrapped up in this market. Keep going down, right? Because it's going to get you wrapped up. Please sit back and look at these things as in like the stuff that I'm talking about right now. And say, okay, if this market's going to snap back, probably going to snap back quite hard because that's the probability of it. Okay. But what are the signs? What are some signs that I can look out for to say, okay, momentum is starting to shift? One is what I've just said there about the false breakout. But secondly, if I bring up this one here, right? If I bring up this line here, you can see how this trend line that I've drawn, notice how we've been pretty much in this channel here. Let me draw this here from there to there. Right, we've been pretty much in this channel for quite some time. Let me actually remove that there because I'm not really into that. I'm not really worried about that. The one I'm worried about is this downward. See how the market had stayed below this level for all this time? Well, that's, as you can see, right, momentum has stayed below this here. What do you think is going to happen if we get back above this line through here? That's going to tell us what? Momentum has changed, right? Now, it doesn't mean the bottom's in, right? Because there's two different scenarios that's going to happen when the market does snap back. The first scenario is that we break up, we go sideways, and then we just continue up from there. That's scenario number one. And we see that's called a V-bottom, right? We see that all the time. Or scenario number two is that we do break, we come down, we make either a double bottom or a slight lower low, and then suddenly we see a massive move up. So either way, guys, we can see that that's what's that's what's going on through there. You can see back here in December last year when this whole big move down, and once again, everyone was look at this here compared to this here, right? This is just a pandemic move down. Anyway, so you can see the move down. So when the snapback does happen, guys, it's probably likely to be one of those things. The thing is, like, we never know what it's going to be. Okay, so that's the Dow Jones there. The S&P 500, same sort of thing on the short term. This arrow here is when they actually mentioned pandemic. That's why I've actually got that arrow there. And it's also the day that I actually went long as well too, with quite a big position in the market. So I'm in the markets right now long term, which means towards the end, it's a December expiration with my options, so got plenty of time for this thing to unravel and do its thing. But looking at this here, right, we come back down. Look at this, what I call momentum line, right? Momentum, because the momentum has been down ever since being below this level through here. Makes sense? So if we do get a nice break above here, guess what? We're probably likely to start to see a nice rise in the markets. Now, by looking at my calculations, is that if we start to see around July, August, that this is probably going to wash through, which is probably going to be around about that time, then I would say now into April, we're probably likely to start to form some form of a bottom. So it's either going to be either of a breakout and a V bottom and start to rally up, or we might create a double bottom or a lower low, false breakout to the downside, and then a move up. But if I share with you, that's the S&P. If we go back to the weekly chart now, weekly chart, you can see how the weekly chart actually. Look at this here at this long-term level. If I go back, let me go back to the monthly chart here for a minute. All right, this is the monthly chart. Look at this long-term support, look at that support level through there. It came right back down to this level through here, as you can see. Let me go back to the weekly chart now. This weekly chart held here really, really strongly, broke down very, very strongly, held this support level, and actually flushed below it just a little bit through here, and now we've come back up today. All right, so it did actually break below. And what did I say in the last couple of videos? We're probably likely to break that and flush below that. Why? Because there's whole bunch of stops down there being getting triggered right now, and now it's breaking up. So same for the S&P 500. If I go back to the daily chart, guess what? We've had a flush down, now we've had a move back up, and now we're just below this level through here. So if we start to get a rally up, guess what? That's going to be what? That's going to be probably, it's going to be a false breakout to the downside. If I go back to that weekly chart once again, you can see how we're just below this level through here. I personally would like to see this week close below this line through here, because now it's a solid close below. And then maybe even better to spend another week doing this here, just not doing much, lots and lots of volatility, and then get another week getting back above this level through here. Make sense? Because when that happens, then we can start to see a move to the upside. Alrighty, and same sort of thing that I'm talking about here, false breakouts and so on and so forth, same for the Nasdaq, right? If I go back to the Nasdaq long-term monthly charts, actually let's just go to the weekly charts here. Once again, you can see how the Nasdaq has gotten to this level of support, and we've broken below this level through here, but we're holding here right now. Same form of thing. Let's go back to the daily chart here. If we can hold here on this daily chart and we start to get back above this 7,400 to 7,600, that's going to be the start or the makings of probably the rise, which we never know how long it's going to take to rise up and probably close this gap up here. This gap will be filled, guys. This gap will not go unfilled. Go back in history, and every single major gap gets filled when it comes to that there. So I hope that makes sense, guys. When it comes to this here, just again, I'm going to refer back to what I said at the start of this video. I know some of you guys are saying, John, shut up and get to the technical analysis, right? You're after like, get in now, get out now. Please, guys, if you really want to get ahead in these markets, please stand back. That's why I'm so excited about what's going on right now. It's like, because this is such an amazing opportunity. If we can sit back and look at this from a rational point of view, be smart, take our time, look at it, what's really going on, and then make some really good decisions, and then we can calmly get into the markets and then ride what's likely to happen moving from now through to the end of the year and benefit massively. And you can have an amazing Christmas if you can just be on, be calm and look at these markets. And again, guys, that's the reason why, especially lately, right, with my private clients, every day on the Facebook group, like even today, right, I'm writing stuff, I'm posting charts, really educating them. Hey, everybody. Alrighty. So let's go and have a look at, let's go have a look what's next. Silver and gold. All right, so silver and gold. Silver has once again been well below this $14 level through here, guys. That's that major low level through there. I am a bit concerned about this silver chart. If I bring up the SLV monthly chart, I am concerned about this being a squeeze, and then now we're getting a flush down. So silver itself could be also getting ready to have this could be the start of a very big move down in silver. very, like the last low was down here, what I can see here on the monthly chart of around this level through here, as you can see. Let me bring this up through here. All right, so it's this level right here. So around about that $9 level. So we could actually be getting ready to drop back down towards this $9 level here in silver. Or sorry, the SLV price, should I say. And the same for if I actually go have a look at the actual silver price for the monthly charts. Once again, you can see how it's squeezed up into this level through here. And then we break back down. So I don't know what's going to happen. But what's the main thing I'm talking about here, what the market does, right? It likes to create false breakouts. It's like that last hooray, both either down or up, and then suddenly, bam, it comes out of nowhere and then rocks your socks out. What would we want to see to say, okay, this here is a final low for silver, or likely to be final low, before we see a massive boom for a couple of years? We would want to see this market hold here below this level. Okay, let's go back to the weekly chart here. We would want to, this is silver here. We want to see this market hold here and not continue down and then get back above this $14 level. If we can get that, and then especially if we can get that and then rally back up to 19, then this whole level through here is one major final bottom in the market. And that's going to be the start and the makings of at least a 2 to 5 year bull run in the market. And then this high up here at 44 will be tested probably again within the next 5 years. The reason why I say next 5 years, guys, because you never know how that is. Is it going to be a slow moving up, or is it going to be like 2011 when things just went, if I go back to SLV chart here for a minute, or is it going to be like back here in 2011 when okay, back, this is the monthly chart now, or is it going to be like 2011 when things absolutely just went nuts? Okay, so we just never know. But tell you what, guys, and that's why I say, guys, please be relaxed, be calm, and look for amazing opportunities. Don't get so drawn into this. And that's what I keep, again, I keep talking about this here, but especially with my private clients, every day I'm on the Facebook group there with everyone, and especially with my weekly group coaching calls that I do. I'm there every day saying, okay, guys, this is happening right now, but how do we actually benefit from what's going on right now? What do we look for that's going to give us the really big probability that this is likely to happen, and so on and so forth, right? That's what it's all about. So we can see that that's what's happening right now. So if these scenarios do play out, what I'm saying here right now with the stock market, what I'm saying here right now with silver, then we know, right, now is the time to jump in for long term, because silver has just likely, very high probability, made a very low final low for this bear market, and we're about to see some fireworks. And so hold on for at least a couple of years, because it's going to be exciting. Do you know what I'm saying there? So that's what I'm all about. Again, I share all this sort of stuff. This is just a slight test of slight what I actually share with my actual private clients there. So anyway, so I hope you get what I'm saying there through there. Back on to, say, gold right now. Gold, same form of thing, right? Is the theme of the day is false breakout, right? Are these false breakouts, right? Because what's happening right now, the market's been selling off quite strongly, and we're really overextending right now in say, the stock market, and maybe even silver and gold and so on and so forth, right? But we're getting these potential false breakouts. That's what I'm saying, guys. Please be calm, be present, know what to look for, understand how these markets work, and my goodness, this could be such an incredible, really incredible time for you. What's happening here with gold? Broke back below, held this low level through here. Look what's happening right now. So I hope this same thing here, right? I hope this week holds here, and then I'm hoping, again, best case scenario is that we do something like this, and then we rally back up here. Guess what? That tells us we're about to go for another big bull run, or another move, just like this here, and just like this here in gold. Okay, so keep an eye on that, guys, because if we get back above here, get ready for another move to the upside. But we could even hold here on this weekly chart, or if let's go back to the daily chart here, because this is what the daily chart looks like. Okay, the daily chart is doing what? The daily chart is actually well below here. We're actually holding below here. So the if scenarios, right? If this does this, this is what's likely to happen, and that's how you make money in the markets, right? It's about probability. Now, again, most of my trading is done on an actual trading system basis. And my trading system, when it does come around, it's very hard to find a trade that doesn't generate a profit. but there's not a lot of trades throughout. There's not a lot of trades, but they're very, very, very high probability. And then some of the time I'm doing some trades like I'm sharing with you here. But understanding how the markets work, gold's in a big bull market. We've actually broken below this level through here and this support line through here. What happens if this market does this, then suddenly we start to get back above here? What do you think this is here? A what? A, say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, false breakout. Then what does that mean? We're probably likely to run to at least the top up here, and then we're probably likely to continue up to the top of this channel, and probably even more. If we did that, if we go to the weekly chart then and squeeze this up, if we did that, then it'd probably rally up. I would see that gold would probably rally up to it, likely to be at least that $1,800 level. So what I'm saying through there is if we got a false breakout, then I see gold, this false breakout here, if it is a false breakout, okay guys, we don't know. And that's the reason why, guys, when you're reading these charts, you wait for the market to tell you what it's likely to do, then you jump in, right? If this is a false breakout and we do get that rally back up, then it's telling us one little hooray before the market moves up. Make sense? So, man, I'm giving you guys some golden nuggets in today's video, right? So again, guys, I'm going to refer back to what I said at the start of the video. Please be calm, please be present, and look for amazing opportunities, because there is amazing opportunities everywhere, right? No, there's not trillions of dollars lost for the markets, because guess what? I have plenty of my mentors who've been shorting the crap out of this market on the way down. Guess what they're starting to do right now? They're starting to buy the crap out of this market. For long term, right? For long term. They have like at least a 12-month to a 2-year view when it comes to buying some of these stocks they're looking at. So, with that being said, guys, and again, guys, that one spot that I'm open right now for a 70% off, a lot of stuff what you see right now, guys, I go real into deep all the time on the Facebook group and the weekly group coaching calls for that. So that very first spot gets that 70% off sale. So email me at howtrade@gmail.com if you want that one spot for 70% off. Now let's go have a look at gold stocks. Gold stocks. Now what's happened with gold stocks, man? Gold stocks have been really sort of volatile, haven't I? But once again, what's the theme of what we've been talking about here? False breakouts. False breakouts are powerful. Why? Because it gives you a potential end of trend. It's a potential end of trend indicator. Right, that's what false breakouts are. Go back in history and see what see what I'm talking about. Like even on the GDX, right? If I go back to this weekly chart and I squeeze my weekly chart up, what do you think this was down here on the GDX? This was what? Say it with me, a false breakout, end of trend indicator, right? Came down, had this major support level, came down, it did nothing for a while. Guess what? Once we broke back above here, guess what? Okay, now it's a false breakout. Now we're likely to go for a big run. And look what it actually went. Went for a nice move up, and then it ran to the next resistance level. I would have actually had at least a target of that level through there. And then away we go, right? Now it's actually done nothing. Now we've come back down to the level through here. So this is the weekly chart here, right? This is the weekly chart now happening with the GDX here, right? So looking at here on the GDX, once again, guys, pretty much nothing going on. Daily chart right now. Let's go back to the weekly chart. We really not much going on. So there's no really good, there's not even a false breakout scenario that's happening with GDX. We're actually just at the level of support level through there. So we're just really going sideways right now. So not really much to talk about there. If we go have a look at the GDXJ, GDXJ has created some form of a potential false breakout. We don't know yet. So let me just take this off the screen here. We can see how it actually squeezed into this sort of triangle pattern, this weekly chart here, and now we've broken below. So the whole theme here, once again, right, false breakout. So what's happening here right now? Look, this is actually really, I like this scenario here. Look what's happened here, right? So we had all this major level of support level through here. Look at this. Oh, man, I love trading, guys. I love trading, because when you can sit back and be patient, one, have a very good successful trading system like I do, and then have those, and then some of the time when I see these really good scenarios pop up, I'm sharing them with my private clients, and we're having a rocking out with the socks out. Anyway, we have our low level through here, low level through here, low level through there, right? A lot of support. Look what happened. Recently it came down and rejected this level through here, and it's actually rejected it just recently. If I open up my chart right now, look what's happening through here. So that tells me if we start to get a rally back up, and we're actually in a bit of a downtrend right now, so it's not really that good. It's not really that good of a false breakout. But if we start to get a rally back up into this level through here, guys, this here overall level through here could be sort of a false breakout to the downside once again. And if that happens, we're probably likely to run back up to the top up here. And then if that happens, as you can see, let me squeeze the chart up here once again. Right. As you can see here, if we're squeezing up, if we get this last little final hooray through here, if we can get back above into this channel, we're probably likely to race back up to the 45s level from there. And then if we do get that, if we get back above the channel, then we're probably likely to race to 45. If we do get the 45, we're probably likely to hold there for a bit. And then an absolute massive move is going to happen in GDXJ. And that's where I'm saying, guys, like, be patient, be calm, and look at everything that's going on. Stocks, silver, gold stocks, everything like that, because there's such an amazing opportunity right now for you to do so well. And that's why I've said over the last month, some of these things, like, what an amazing opportunity, both in the stock market, both in stocks, gold, silver, gold stocks, everything, right? There's such... And I've even titled some of my videos, "This is a blessing," because of that. So that's what I'm seeing through there on the gold stocks. Let's have a quick look at oil. Oil is the same thing, right? Look at oil. Now, oil hasn't updated yet, but oil, look at this here. Oil is right down at this low level through here, and we're at that level of support. We have a massive gap here, which will be filled. So what would be the indicator to tell us that at least that gap is likely to be filled? Say it with me. False breakout, right? So right now we're not even below the level there, so we're not even in a false breakout territory, right? We can see once again, this is that absolute low level that I'm talking about there that happened. If I bring my charts, this is back in 2016 low where we are right now. We're very overstretched to the downside. But if we break back below this level through here, okay, and then we hold there for a bit and then break back up, that's when we're probably likely to see this move back up and to come into come and close that gap. For me personally, guys, I don't like oil as much as a trading opportunity. I'm just sharing my thoughts of what's happening with oil there. I definitely prefer a lot of stocks that I'm looking at and that I'm trading. I like the actual stock market itself because it's already in a big bull market. I like gold stocks, silver, gold, stuff like that are giving me some really good, powerful setups that are saying, oh, get ready, right? So the one stock that I'm looking at, guys, right now is Apple, right? Apple is getting so close to my level of major level. Let me bring up the weekly chart here. Look at this weekly chart, right? We're almost at my sort of double. Look at that resistance level through there. And look at this level through here, right? Support level through here, support level through here. Let me bring back to the daily chart now. This is the daily chart. Let me squeeze back up. Look at this daily chart here. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. If we can get just a little bit more of a downside movement into this level, this X marks the spot, and especially what's happening right now, I'm seeing a lot of a lot of bullishness starting to come into here, meaning there's a lot of strength that's coming into the markets. What I mean by that is that right now, right here to right now, there's even though the market's coming down, there's actually a lot more strength, a lot more buying activity that's happening into the markets right now as this market's coming down. So if we do get the snapback, we're probably likely to see it rally up, and we're probably likely to close that gap. So Apple, for me personally, I want to see Apple come back down and get that support level there, and then if we can get that rally out again above this momentum, see this momentum down line. If we can get that bounce through there and then break back above this momentum line down through here, then we're probably likely to see a movement to the upside. So there we go, guys. As you can see, where we can be calm, we can be present, we can actually, look at what's actually going on right now with the virus, look at back past viruses, and then be calm, be collected, don't freak out. And then without you freaking out, you can look at everything that's happening around the globe and be smart. You say, you know what? There's amazing opportunities right now, right in front of our face, if we don't get emotionally engaged in what's going on right now. And then therefore we can make some really good trading opportunities that can make us a lot of money really quickly. And what I mean by really quickly is like over the next 12 months or so, when things start to really, if false breakouts start to happen, things start to snap back, so on and so forth, right? we could definitely do so well from this here. So anyway, guys, as I said before, for the very first person gets 70% off my coaching program. I want to do this just to help someone out because I've been getting so many emails saying they're losing so much money and they want some help. So if you like what you see here right now and you'd like to learn my trading system, how I scan the markets, get this sort of training on my daily Facebook group where I'm daily coaching every day, weekly group coaching calls, so much so forth. Very first person to email me at howtrader@gmail.com gets 70% off for the entire rest of this year. Go to that right now, guys, and I'll see you soon.